What's up? This is Derek Brown of the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Rashad and David of the Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Make sure y'all like them and subscribe. Keep pounding.
Yo, this is Panther legend Jonathan Stewart, and I just wanted to shout out to Rashad Beard and David Rhodes of Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Keep pounding.
You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Delhomme fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flags down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal, LeBron, he's intercepted by Kuechly. Kuechly inside the 20 to the 10 and to the end zone for another Panthers.
Welcome to the Panther Nation podcast. And here are your hosts, Rashad Beard and David Rhodes.
Yo, what's good, Panther Nation? What is popping? Real quick, I need to get a mic check. I turned my mic down, so I don't know how I sound to you guys. I think I was pretty loud over the past couple episodes. So we need that feedback. If y'all are listening.
Time out.
Go ahead.
You're the loud one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a miracle in itself, sir.
It is. I think I was a little bit loud because when we recorded our video for Patreon, I had to turn myself down. So, and when we did the Manscaped video too, I had to edit the sound. But anyway, yeah, Dave. See, you sound low. Turn your sound up. I tried to turn my sound up to match. I tried to turn my sound down to match Dave.
What's up, man? How about this?
All right. Is that better for Dave?
How low am I now?
It should be better because I can hear you a little bit better.
I can up it some more if you need to.
No, hold on. Let them get the feedback first.
Yeah, let the people. I got
Okay.
one more play.
They're saying they said do the Manscaped skit again. Nah, we might have another one. We got the shirts on. We rocking with the Manscaped joints right now. But yeah, man. Before we get into this, listen, it's not a lot to talk about. So we decided we're gonna go ahead and do like an open Q&A. There's a couple topics we got to discuss, but after that we'll get into open Q&A. So make sure you have your questions ready. We'll kind of discuss those and we will proceed. So real quick, Dave, before we get into all that, how was your weekend, bro?
It was a gaming type of weekend, my man. There was some dope games that came out last week, so I've been working diligently to try to run through them. So that's pretty much my weekend in a nutshell. I missed the UFC fight. I did watch A&T beat up on Central, though. I did watch that. I did watch that on Saturday. You know, we got to leave the conference correct. We got to take some regular season chips with us on the way out the door.
Facts.
So
yeah, I was in Greensboro for a little bit of the day. Went to go see my niece. Then came back and they brought the niece here. Really weird situation. Don't ask questions. But anyway, they wanted to get out. Sister-in-law wanted to get out, so we babysat. So, but I ended up watching the A&T Central game. Crazy ending. But like Dave said, we getting these chips on the way out of the MEAC, heading to the Big South. But yeah, good dub for the home team.
So there was a versus. There was a versus on Sunday as well, Saturday as well. Well, don't worry, man. Like if you want to be quite frank with it, I was happy that D'Angelo showed up because I was always concerned that he wasn't going to show up, and he didn't really have an opponent. He pretty much showed up and played his joints and had a couple guests that showed up, and I guess they were a big surprise. I don't think he knew that they were coming. Like I think Her showed up, Red and Meth showed up, so it was pretty dope. But overall, it was a good versus. But it was just him. He was like, I'm so good, I don't want to battle anybody. I'm just gonna drop these jaws and keep it moving, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I missed it. Wasn't really interested, to be honest.
I know our line brother won't be too happy about the next versus.
Well, what's the next one?
Raekwon versus Ghostface.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
It's
Okay.
woo. It's woo on woo crime, sir.
Yeah, that's
Personally,
crazy.
I thought they should have did Ray and Ghost versus Meth and Red. That would have probably been a more. But I think Ray and Ghost probably would have watched them potentially because Meth and Red probably don't have enough joints together that are like jams versus Ray
It's
and
to me,
Ghost.
it sounds like they're running out. They're running out of matchups. B. That's
No,
what it
well, it's more
sounds
like
like to me.
people ain't willing to go. Like there was talks that Q-Tip was going to go up against Andre 3000, Outkast versus Tribe. That fell apart, you know. So it's just it's tough.
All right. So Dave, we got a pretty decent announcement today. Let's see. Let me see if I can share this screen right quick. We're gonna, we told you guys that we were gonna do a couple things, and we were gonna have this Patreon and Discord thing going, and that's what we've done. So we have put together a Patreon and Discord, and via Patreon you can get access to Discord. The OGs you guys have been taken care of. We've been, the Discord's been popping, but we do have a Patreon available right now. And again, there's several ways to support the channel. You can support the channel for free just by hitting the like button, by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and sharing all that, getting in the comments. Those are free ways that you can support the channel. There's some paid ways you can support the channel too. Patreon is one, and also you can go to manscaped.com, use the code PNP, get 20% off plus free shipping. So there's a ton of different ways you can support the channel. All we ask is you pick one, free or paid. But we do have a paid tiering system through Patreon, and I just want to go ahead and drop this for y'all real quick. So the paid tiering, the lowest tier is going to be $3 a month. That's going to include access to the Discord channel. We've got several different channels within that. We've got draft channels, fantasy channels, breaking news, Panthers breaking news. We got an OG chat just for the OGs. So we're going to develop this as we go along. So the Patreon, you join, you get access to that, and you will get a shout out at the end of every video. We're going to run a screen with all the Patreon members. So y'all get access to that. You upgrade to the franchise. That's the free agent tier. You upgrade to the franchise tier. You'll get everything in the free agent tier. Plus, you'll get draft. You'll get to pick your draft reaction videos. We'll prioritize your requests first, and you'll get the fantasy football advice via Dave, and we will also give you 24-hour early access to some of the bonus content we're doing. We've got some interviews coming, things like that, where you'll get 24-hour early access to. And then with the MVP tier, obviously that's going to include everything in the earlier two tiers. But you'll get access to exclusive giveaways. Y'all know how my giveaways rock, but these will be even better, obviously. They'll be exclusive to you. You'll get entered every month that you're paid for the MVP membership, and you'll get a monthly private Q&A, very similar to what we're doing on this episode. And then we'll give you access to some game film breakdowns. So that's the Patreon. You can go to patreon.com, look up Panther Nation Podcast. The link is in the description box. Check that out. If you want to join, you have access to that. So anything you want to add to that, Dave?
Yeah, like what it boils down to, man, is like we want to give more content to the people, and we're going to continue to do the things that we're doing. For the fantasy football advice, I'm going to probably still do the occasional live show, but I won't be doing them all the time. But for the tiers, they will get it every week and things of that sort.
Yeah. So again, just we are a growing channel, and we just appreciate the support, whether it be through a like or through a Patreon. So feel free to join up wherever you want. We think we think our content is top tier. And so in order to continue providing this, we've got memberships and things we got to pay for as far as Pro Football Focus. I've been paying for that out of my pocket. So just things like that, just to help kind of generate the income to take care of those fees and whatnot. So, all right, so let's move on. Enough Patreon talk. So speaking of giveaways, hey, listen, I did a heat check, Dave. I did a heat check. I posted a post that said, "Hey man, if Trey Boston was your favorite player, bro, like yo, just enter this little message here in the comments. Let me know what you guys think." I'm just doing a heat check just to see who's paying attention. Little did they know, Dave, this was entry into a giveaway. So you got to pay attention to what your boy is doing. Sometimes I'm sneaking out here. All right. So I want to go ahead and do this live giveaway. It's going to be a live giveaway. I'm about to pull. I stopped the entries at the time I made the post letting them know that this was a contest. So you had to do it before. You had to enter before it was known that it was a contest. All right. And so I got 18 names. All right. 18 names that I'm about to pull right now. I'm about to pull the names right now. And let me see. Let me get into this real quick. Let me pull up my random name picker. And I got it up. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to hit the pick button and see what happens. The random name is going to be. All right. So real quick, is Adam Sanders in the building? You got a couple minutes to get back to me, or I'm going to pull another name. Adam Sanders, hit me up, yo. Hit me up, son. Adam Sanders, hit me on the Twitters and the Facebook
and the Twitter
hit me
feeds.
Up on one of them joints. Hit me up. Give me the address. I'm gonna send you this jersey. I could go get the jersey. I won't do that right now, but it's in the closet over there. So Adam Sanders. I was gonna call him Adam Sandler, but Adam Sanders, hit me up. Is he in here? Nightbot is not. I didn't use Nightbot this time. Because y'all was hating. Y'all hating on Nightbot. So I didn't. Is Adam in here?
Nightbot was vicious.
He was vicious, yo.
Nightbot was out here in these streets.
No, I didn't get the jersey signed. I got a jersey, but I didn't get it. I didn't get it signed like I wanted to. So this jersey is unsigned, but it's a jersey with Boston because I tried to gauge the interest of who was a real fan of Trey Boston. So I want to give that jersey to Trey Boston, give that jersey to a real fan of Trey Boston. All right, because I'm not going to use it. I didn't get it signed like I wanted to. All right, so I'm gonna pull one more. Before we move on. One more, since he didn't show up. Let me get his name out of the thing. So let me pick one more name. Let me see here. I'm picking again. Poor Adam. 1 second. Poor Adam.
Adam might be working, man. Just want you to know that, brother.
So is against all odds in here. Boy, they're gonna be sick. Against all odds, is you in here?
All right, we'll give him some
all odds.
We'll
give you a couple minutes.
We'll give him some time.
We'll give you a little bit of time. So Adam Sanders, against all odds, hit me up. I'm gonna give you probably sometime during the show to let me know. I'm gonna pick somebody else. Let me just make sure that person is no longer entered.
We'll give Adam we'll give them both a shot. Whoever gets back to you first is gonna get it.
Whoever hit me first gets it. If not, stay tuned. Make sure y'all stay in here. Stay in here because I will move on. I will pick somebody else a little bit later. So don't leave. All right. So let's go. Let's move on. All right. So real quick, I forgot. I saw my man Cleveland in the chat earlier, and I forgot to give him a shout out. He was a part of the 4K giveaway winners. There was a group of winners that won in the 4K giveaway. So shout out to my man Cleveland. This is him and the Shaq Thompson signed photo 8x10 that he won. I had to send that joint all the way out to Alaska. I can say that because he said it earlier. So my man's all the way out in Alaska, and appreciate the sub and all the comments and all that stuff. You be going hard on Twitter and all that. So I appreciate that. And listen, this was just maybe 20, 30 days ago, right? And now we almost close to 5,000. We 251 subscribers away from 5,000 already. So we moving and grooving. It's dope out here. So man, shout out to my man.
Yo, the back of
Cleveland.
his like the background of his crib screams Alaska too, which is dope. It screams
Yeah, going
Alaska.
fishing, bro.
Yo, man, got the deer back there. Yo, it's something serious
Yeah.
in Alaska. God bless him. I know it's cold there.
Yeah, he said there was a bunch of snow. He just got home. But shout out to my man Cleveland. Hey, and we on the road to 6,000, not 5,000. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna get to 6,000 by the draft. I'm moving the goalposts, 6,000 by the draft. Let's get it. Let's make that happen. All right. Now, moving on. Let's move on. All right, so real quick, and this is gonna help us get to 6,000. Dave, the pro days are coming up. This is a quick rundown of what is available right now for the pro day schedules. Listen, we got Kansas coming up. I don't intend to do Kansas's or Kansas. Is it plural? How do you say
No,
Kansas?
is this Kansas?
All right, I don't intend to do Kansas pro day, but I might. That's why it's important you hit the notification bell because I might feel like doing Kansas pro day just to test out how it's going to work. If there's a live stream to it, I may just do Kansas pro day because I think Puka Williams. I don't know if that's his name, but his first name is Puka. But yeah, he gonna be out here, and I may check him out. So
Is that his actual name? Is that his actual name?
Puka is his name, bro. I don't. Let me.
I just want to make sure. Because I'm just thinking 9 months you coming with Puka, but carry on, move on.
Oh, chill, bro.
Move on.
Man.
Move on.
Yo, chill. He said you had 9 months, and that's what you came.
No, he didn't have 9 months.
Yeah, Puka Williams he's a running back, I believe. Oh, a receipt. Yeah, running back. He's a running back from Kansas, and I may check him out. That's about it. But I will tell you that next Monday, the 9th, Northwestern.
That's Tuesday.
That one is gonna be lit. Or is that a Tuesday?
Yeah, the 9th is Tuesday. Tomorrow's the 2nd.
My bad. The Tuesdays. You're right, Dave. Thank you. On that Tuesday, Northwestern, it's going to be lit. You hear me? It's going to be lit. You got Rashawn Slater and you got my man Greg Newsome. That one's going to be lit. So I'm definitely going to be watching that one. And as it goes along, I may pick one or two just to kind of go ahead and take and live stream. I may switch between them. You'll know. Like for instance, on the 30th, you got Alabama and you got Alabama and Ohio State on the same day. So I'm gonna be flipping between the two, kind of seeing what's going on there. So yeah, man, that one's gonna be lit. So just stay tuned. Make sure you hit the notification bell because you never know when I'm gonna go live. Because hell, like I say, I don't know when I'm gonna go live sometimes, and I don't have the times for these, so I don't know when these are gonna be conducted. So just make sure you hit the notification bell and be ready because it's gonna be lit. All right. And I do plan to standardize the data. I plan on collecting all the 40 times, the bench presses and all that stuff, and importing some in our spreadsheet and kind of highlight those boom or bust talents. So keep an eye on that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. All right. Yeah, numbers are gonna be inflated, but we still gonna keep track of them. I agree there. Somebody's gonna run a 4.29 for sure this year. Waddle's gonna run a 4.1 because these numbers are gonna be so inflated. So we'll see what happens. All right, that's enough for the pro days. Let's move on. Anybody seen the winners yet? Adam, or who was the other dude? Anybody seen them in here yet?
Not yet.
All right, real quick. It's all right. Well, keep an eye on the chat, peeps. Y'all let me know. All right, so real quick, we gotta talk about these rumors. We got some trade rumors going on, and we got Teddy Bridgewater supposedly going to be traded. It looks like they had called us up to discuss a trade for Teddy Bridgewater. They called us up, and I don't know where the talks went. But they wanted him. And I don't know what happened. But I don't know what is stopping us. I guess us probably taking Jimmy Garoppolo is probably a deal breaker. I don't think we necessarily want Jimmy Garoppolo. But I don't know what happened. But I think he would be a good fit in San Francisco for sure. Me personally, I really do think he would be a good fit. But it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to trade a dude when you tear him down. Go ahead, Dave.
But you know what the crazy thing is? If he did get traded to San Francisco and they go like 12-4, they won't give that man any credit.
Nah, he won't. He won't get no credit, bro. He won't get no credit because that's how it be, man. That's how it be. So I just think that I think it's a good spot for them. They got a good defense. They got some weapons out there, and they got a good coordinator. They got a really good coordinator. Kyle Shanahan knows what to do with bum quarterbacks. He's taking Jimmy Garoppolo to the Super Bowl. So I think Teddy is an upgrade over Jimmy G, personally. But it is what it is, and I really think that Teddy would be good over there. Again, I think the swapping of the quarterbacks is probably a deal breaker for us. They probably don't want to carry two bad quarterback contracts. You know what I'm saying? Even though they won't be paying Teddy Bridgewater as much as we're paying him due to the fact that we're paying his bonuses. But they probably don't want to take two quarterback contracts. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so Alex is saying that they want him as a backup. Okay, so I don't know. I've seen them say that Jimmy G is the guy, but I don't know. Man.
I ain't buying that they want that man as a backup. They're not going to pay that man $20 million to be a backup. I mean, sometimes it
wouldn't be $20 million. He would be getting paid.
It would just be his base. It would just be his base, right?
It'd be his base, yeah. So it wouldn't be $20 million. It would be like 10. It'd be like 10 or 15 or something like that. But it wouldn't be $20 million.
If they're bringing that man in as a backup, I mean, that means he's competing against Nick Mullins for the starting job. For the backup job. So,
Brandon, appreciate the super chat, bro. He said, "Our luck, 49ers called, and we had a bad phone signal." Yeah, that's funny. That could be true. You never know, man. You never know. Yeah, we would have to eat the $10 million, but I'm not worried about $10 million, man. That's fine because we're gonna pay him 20 something million this year and probably not even play him if he's still on the roster. So either way, it don't really make a difference as what we're paying him. He's got 1 foot. I just don't understand how you want to trade a guy, but you essentially tear him down all offseason. You say he's got physical limitations. You say he's got to have an amazing offseason to be a starter next year. You say all these things about him publicly, but now you want to trade him, and I'm sure you want to get the best bang for your buck. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. Man.
Nah, it's kind of wild when you sit down. When you think about it, it's kind of wild, right? Like, even if you knew that you didn't want Teddy back next year, the way they played those cards kind of diminished his value. So you're not going to get much for him.
Absolutely. I mean, we definitely didn't play this right. I mean, if you're trying to trade a guy, you pump him up, man. You got to hype him up, man. Just be like, sometimes you got to say some things that you didn't really want to say. You can be like, man, our play calling wasn't the best at times. Our offensive line could have helped them out. I mean, you can't say the truth. But you can't tear them down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say some things that may be true to pump them up a little bit. But it is what it is. But yeah. So apparently we called the 49ers called about Teddy and talks to stall. We'll see where it goes from there. I think Teddy needs to be traded at this point. If I'm Teddy Bridgewater, there's no valid reason for me to come back and play for the Carolina Panthers. The way you have spoken about him publicly, I know Teddy's a nice guy and all, but I can't see him coming back and just playing.
No.
Yeah, I can't see.
No. You're not. Nah, man. He about to get this check. Check.
That's true too.
Oh no, he about to get this check.
Too. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the way this thing is burning in Carolina, the way everything's going, this might be his last big payday. He about to go get this check. He gonna at least force Carolina to do something. He gonna show up to play. I mean, there's a lot of places Teddy can start. There's a lot of places Teddy can start, Marcus. I mean, everybody acting like he's the 32nd worst quarterback, the 32nd best quarterback in the league. He's a starter in this league.
Yeah, he's definitely a starter. He's definitely a starter. He's better than some of these other quarterbacks.
You know who would take him right now and probably have him start? The Saints.
The Saints would take him.
The Washington.
The Niners. Washington would take. Yeah, it's plenty of places he could play, bro. Don't do that. Let's not do that.
Niners.
He's
probably,
a starter.
I think he'll beat Jimmy G personally, but
He's a starter, man.
He can
Don't
start.
get it twisted. And again, I say with Teddy again, you have to have the right scenario. You got to have the things around Teddy in order for him to be successful. He's not going to come out there and, like I said, he's not going to lead a bad team. Like Bomani said, he's good enough to be with a good team, but he's not good enough to lead a bad team. Essentially,
That's right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So
That's
I think
Teddy.
it's the right scenario. I think Teddy will be fine. But, there are worse scenarios, such as the Panthers. Obviously, we're not a good team. Everybody can go out and say, oh, yeah, the 8-game, blah, 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 blah. I can, that just is what it is. That's lazy to me.
It's lazy, and it has hardly any context of why it got down to one score.
It's no context, man. That's a lazy argument. It sounds good, and there's validity to some of it. Again, he's not perfect by any means. But that's a lazy argument with the 8 games that we were one possession, blah blah blah. There's a couple games where he absolutely was the reason why we lost. Throwing, especially that Atlanta game, that's one off the top of my head. But there's other games where, like the Raiders game, where we ran the ball on 4th and 1. I guess you put that one on Teddy too, huh? But hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to get into that. We kind of talked about that last week, but again. Teddy is a starter in this league somewhere. Again, get in the right scenario. He can be successful with the right team. All right, moving on. Moving on from Teddy Bridgewater. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson, man. More Deshaun talk. Shout out to Noli. He put this in our Discord, and he pretty much said that Deshaun Watson, and this is from Jeremy Fowler on ESPN. So it's from a somewhat credible source. I'm not going to say, we got David Newton right for us. So, I'm not going to sit here and tout all their writers, but Fowler's pretty cool. So he's saying that Deshaun Watson is willing to sit this thing out into the regular season, which means that he's going to get fined. Okay, he's going to take some fines. I'm sure he's okay with that.
And he can't get the money back either, because in the past, prior to the previous CBA, you had a way to get your money back from the fines if you came back to play. But with the new CBA, that's not allowed anymore. With the current CBA, that's not allowed anymore. So if he starts getting fined, he's not getting that money back. So, and I said this last week, not on this show, but I said it in the chat. I'm like, Deshaun is willing to sit this thing out. Yeah. Like, I think his convictions are clear at this point. He is willing to sit it out. He already went up to the new coach and told him, like, yo, I ain't playing here. So you might as well get ready without me. And I think Houston is trying to mend the relationship, but there ain't no relationship to be mended. You're gonna either trade him or he's sitting out.
Listen, you gotta understand, man. This dude, these players have money coming outside of their NFL checks. Like, they've got sponsorships. These men are not hurting for money, especially quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, he's not hurting for money by any means. I'm sure he will sit out this entire season if he wanted to. And make it happen. The money is not going to be the reason for him to sit out, to avoid sitting out. I think he's got a bigger goal in mind. That's his happiness at this point is more important to him than money. You know what I'm saying? He's got money. I don't think money's an issue for Deshaun Watson. He's got his I guess his sanity to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Dave. What was you gonna say?
So I'm looking at the chat. So, like, here's the thing, man. If Deshaun ain't traded by the draft, Tepper's moving on. He ain't gonna wait. He hasn't shown any reason to wait. He hasn't shown any evidence that he's willing to wait. I think, but that's my fear. He's gonna make a brash decision. But nah, he ain't waiting.
Wait, okay, repeat what you said. My bad.
If Deshaun's not traded before the draft, Tepper's not gonna wait for him. Tepper's gonna move on. Unless, dude, like, remember, right? Unless it's gonna be straight players, are we gonna start giving up more draft capital?
Okay, what about this, Dave? What about this? What if we ended up picking like a Justin Fields in the draft, and Justin Fields becomes part of that trade?
I don't think. At that point.
That is a valuable asset at that point, being in the fact that given the fact that they wouldn't have because I don't think they have any first round picks.
They don't. They traded her to Miami.
So again, Dave. So keep in mind, if they hold on to Deshaun Watson, not to say they should do this, they should absolutely go out and trade him. But I'm saying hypothetically, if they hold on to him past the draft, what if we had a Justin Fields or a Trey Lance or somebody, and we drafted him and threw him in the trade package?
Yeah, but here's the dilemma, bro. You're not gonna, if you make the decision to trade, like, this reminds me of like fantasy, right? You don't trade just to trade at this point. You trade when it makes sense to trade. What makes sense for Houston is to trade this man before the draft if you want to get the most bang for your buck. I
agree with that.
Yeah, so like if Houston messes
real quick, Dave. I'm talking hypothetically. I'm just making things up. I'm not saying this is going to happen. So don't chill out in the comment. Chill out in the chat, bro. Relax.
Nah.
I'm just brainstorming here. So I'm not saying this is going to happen. Go ahead.
The only way I would be okay with it is we draft Matt Jones at 8 and we trade Matt Jones to Houston to get Deshaun Watson. Other than that, I think if we take anybody else, like if we take Fields, if somehow Zach Wilson falls to 8, or if one of the big ones fall, then I think we're gonna roll with that person. Like I don't think I think Tepper's gonna be out here trying to trade up to get that quarterback type of thing if he really wants him, right? So things like that, it's imperative that Houston trades Deshaun Watson before the deadline, before the draft. If
they ain't doing it, bro.
Dog, if that does not happen, Deshaun is sitting out. Or they're going to trade Deshaun for peanuts because they're going to lose all their leverage at that point. If Deshaun's willing to sit out, Houston loses their leverage.
Yeah.
Houston's, like, if they were smart, they'll be out here. I guess there was another report that teams are leaving the trades on their voicemail, Rashad.
I heard about that.
Teams are out here, this is the Houston, Texas. Please leave a message after the tone. Beep. We'll give you Christian McCaffrey, Brian Burns, and 3 first-round picks. Click. Like, could you imagine? I
saw the skit on ESPN.
I didn't see that skit, but could you imagine how it's going down with the Jets? Beep. We'll give you both of our first-round picks and the first-round pick for 2022 is Sam Darnold. Click. Like, dog. That's what I'm talking. That is wild.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. They're dumb. If it's like
but it is Houston.
Who's gonna flinch first, man? It's who's gonna flinch first.
Deshaun ain't flinching, bro.
Yeah, Deshaun appears to be ready to do whatever, and
the
Texans appear to be ready to do whatever. So
if this was Dak Prescott, I would be like, yeah, Dak will flinch. Deshaun ain't flinching, bro. Deshaun ain't flinching. Deshaun is not flinching. If that man already said he ain't playing for Houston, he ain't playing. And I just feel for the new head coach because he gonna be out here. I have 2-14.
That's a fact. And I have this man on the right side of your screen saying that he's willing to do whatever it takes to get Deshaun. Nothing's off the table, essentially.
All right, now it's time.
The report came out today.
I know.
Go ahead, Dave.
I know. This is the Q&A, and I know the chat is supposed to be asking us the questions, but I'm going to ask the chat a question. I'm going to give y'all scenarios. Yes or no? I'm going to name players, and I want to know whether or not y'all willing to trade these players to get Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I like this game. This is a fun game.
This is the fun game. So this is a fun game. Now we're gonna already assume that we got to give up 3 first-round picks. So assume that is in the package. So it's gonna be 3 first-round picks and this player. All right, y'all ready? Slim already said no. So let's start with the first one. Christian McCaffrey. Y'all ready to trade McCaffrey?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But I want to see what the chat cats think. Y'all really trade Christian McCaffrey? No, we said no. Okay, 2 no's for Noli. Give me some more. Marcus, yes. Hector, no. All right. No.
Boy,
yes.
y'all gotta love relationship with Christian McCaffrey, bro.
Well, no, there's some no's in there.
I see a couple. Yes.
Yeah. It's gonna be 3. Like you guys. I'm gonna be straight with you. If we're gonna trade for this man before the draft, it's gonna be 3 firsts and a player, maybe 2. I'm keeping it buck. All right. So Chris McCaffrey, it sounds like it's a mix between yes and no. It's not really a majority. It's but yes, it's gonna be like. Don't think it's just gonna be players that can do this. We're gonna have to give up some first round picks. It's gonna probably be 3 of them. All right. So a lot of folks are saying yeah. All right. Next player. Now we're gonna have some fun. DJ Moore. Would y'all do it? DJ Moore. I would too. He only got 1 year left.
I would. I like DJ a lot, but listen, these wide receivers are coming out, and these wide receivers are really good. Yeah. I would consider DJ.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna make it hard for you guys. So now DJ Moore. So we got a lot more yeses. Some people are still saying no.
That's a bit tougher. That makes me pause a little bit more than CMC. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'll be honest there.
Yeah. All right. I would trade him too. I would pull the trigger because it's only the thing is he only has 1 year left on his deal. We can draft a wide receiver in the later rounds, because we might not be able to pay the man when it's all said and done. So yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Like this man said, it'll be whatever it takes. All right, now there's more. All right. So most folks, some yeses, some nos.
So are we saying CMC and
no?
DJ,
just 3. Okay,
in a box.
3 first and DJ Moore. Every player I'm saying is coming with 3 first. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
All right. Now it gets interesting because just remember, my man. The reports are saying my man will do whatever it takes. Brian Burns, what y'all doing? Doing?
That I'm not doing.
Brian Burns, what y'all doing?
You can't touch Burns.
Brian Burns, what y'all doing? No. I better see nothing but no's in this chat. But I might see a yes. Somebody might still say yes. Some people are like, whatever it takes. So, Watson has to say yes, but reports are out that Carolina's on the list. He wants to get out of Houston. I'm going to be honest, man. He's named 3 teams. But the way his conviction is, I think he's going to be willing. I think it's going to get to a point where he just wants to get the hell out of there. And I don't think he's going to care when it's all said and done. If he's out here telling folks straight up that he doesn't want to play for Houston anymore, yeah, all right. Most of y'all folks said no. I expected that. All right, it gets better. All right, what about Jeremy Chin? Would y'all trade Chin? Would y'all trade Chin?
Would y'all trade Chin?
I'm gonna
be honest with you.
I don't know. Would y'all trade Chin?
I don't know about that one.
I'm asking for a friend.
I don't know about that one.
All right, Coach P Music is the only yes I see so far. All right, now supposedly Houston wanted a defensive guy. So what about Derrick Brown? Would y'all trade Derrick Brown? There's a reason why I'm not saying Shaq, because I know all you guys are going to say yes on Shaq. But would y'all trade Derrick Brown?
Yeah, I would give up Derrick.
You would give up Derrick Brown?
I would.
Yeah, so you think the thing that folks got to realize is that Houston's got to be willing to want the people that you're giving to them. You know what I'm saying? So when you start thinking about, all right, what are the pieces that Houston would want? You're talking about Burns. You're talking about DJ Moore. I don't even think they want McCaffrey, to be honest with you, because they already got a running back that they're paying a lot of money to. When you start thinking about what it's gonna take, when people say, "Oh, it'll take anything," I mean, whatever it takes. It ain't really whatever it takes if you got to give up your core, your defense to do it.
I think that's what the scary part is with Tepper, because I think he really is.
Oh yeah,
that whatever it takes.
Then it comes.
I don't think there's anybody off the table for him personally.
There's nothing off the table. Like these scenarios that I'm saying could legitimately happen. I could see a scenario where we trade 2 of those guys. You know what I'm saying? And those first round picks. But when you start thinking about all the different scenarios that could happen, and then you have to pick which Tepper would you rather have. The one I want is Rational Tepper. When 8 rolls around, you take the best player available. But I could legitimately see a scenario where, I'm fine if I'm conflicted between which one I want. Whether I'll trade go for Deshaun Watson and get whatever it takes to get him, or I accept the fact that he's willing to draft Matt Jones at 8. Because one of those two scenarios could happen. And if I got to pick between them two, we're going to have to give up the freaking boat to get Watson, bro. Like, it ain't going to be, like, simple.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. We gotta see what's gonna happen with Deshaun. Our name keeps being tied to it, and I think where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay, so I really think it just keeps coming up. I really want this quarterback situation to be done and over with. To be honest with you, I want to get this. We haven't been in this situation in a long time where we need a quarterback, and I'm just ready to get it over with. I'm ready to get this over with, man. So
you know what's gonna end up happening when it's all said and done, right?
What's up?
It's gonna be hilarious. Teddy's gonna end up starting.
No, I know that's what's crazy about it is I agree with you. I think he's gonna end up being here, and I think we're gonna end up, which is what we've been saying this entire time, is that he's gonna be the quarterback for 2021. I just personally, if I'm Teddy. I mean, other than the check, I don't want to be like. There's no motivation for me to get out here and win games. Like I don't want to play with y'all. Like y'all, it's cool, but I don't want to. I don't want to play with y'all.
The trade to number 1 overall, for one, that ain't happening. For two, it'll probably cost just as much. It might be a little less, but it'll probably be at least 2 first-round picks, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there too. What's interesting, man. I did the mock today. From the guy from Draft Network, and it had us moving up to 5 from 8, and it wasn't that bad. It was swapping picks, an additional second in this year's draft, an additional second in 2022. So that was I could swallow that. Pause. That's like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I think if it gets in a situation where we're in striking distance to get a quarterback in the draft, I think that's the best way to go. To get your guy, and again, man, I still stand by my what I think this Panthers should do. In order to build this the right way, I really think they should have and should. They can still do this. I doubt they lack the patience. I doubt they have the patience to go with this route. But I still think they should
trade back.
Just hold on. Just chill in 2021. Let Teddy play out the season, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, trade back, get multiple picks, get more picks. You build a team, then you draft the quarterback in 2022. That's when you're good. That you can hand this dude this. That will be a much better scenario. Matt will have time to build his team, get the players that he wants in the building. We have a whole crap ton of cap space in 2022 to move and maneuver. So I think that's how we should do it. We should just chill, just relax, sit back, trade back, get more picks, get some future picks potentially. You know what I'm saying? Trade away some dead weight and just build slow. But I just don't think that I don't think that we have the patience to do it the right way. I just think this aggressiveness towards the quarterback position it may hurt us in the long run. It hurt us in the short term with Teddy Bridgewater. Going out here getting Teddy Bridgewater and having him because he matches your guys, your OC, like there's that chemistry there. You went out and got a Teddy Bridgewater. The lack of patience hurt you right there because we could have been on schedule. If you would have just let somebody play, whether it be Cam or somebody else, let Kyle Allen, for God's sake, somebody else play this season, we would have been on schedule. We would have been probably in the top 4 or 5. But I don't like getting in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But that's just kind of reality, man. We haven't been patient. And this dude, as much as he talks about patience, he hasn't displayed anything. He hasn't displayed any kind of patience. So it's just like, man, I don't. That's why we had the whole series on is Tepper ruining the Panthers because this could be awful.
Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying it wasn't built in a day, and this guy is out here hustling backwards. Like, if you're gonna push and say ask the fan base to be patient, and like me and Rashad are patient. Like,
we're super patient.
We're very patient. Like, because I want them to build the team right, and I think I would rather them just try to build it. Like, I know bringing Teddy back ain't what the fan base wants to hear. I get it.
I get it. He ain't. I get he's not the long term answer, but you have to play the long term game. Go ahead, Dave. My fault. Cut you.
Yeah, nah. It's just, I mean, bringing Teddy back ain't exactly the thing that you want. But the reality is that you can't be out here trying to find this solution when the solution ain't there. Because even if you get Deshaun, right? Even if you get Deshaun and you give up the 3 first-round picks, you probably might give up another pick depending on how it goes, and you're gonna probably give up a player. And it's not gonna be a bum player. You're gonna give up somebody good. Like DJ Moore, giving up DJ Moore is probably the least of the blow. Because I don't think nobody's gonna be willing to take McCaffrey's contract and things of that sort. So like giving up DJ Moore would probably cushion the blow more than anything else. The reality is you're probably going to have to give up Burns or Chin to do it, right? So you're going to probably give up one of those folks. So when it boils down to it, you're going to have to build it from the ground up. You're not going to have any first round picks to get a shot at a surefire starter. You're going to have to get your starters from the second and beyond. Luckily, we have a general manager that has been able to get starters later in the drafts. So if you want to go out that risk, you can. But the reality is you want to build a team around this man, you know? And that's where the challenge is going to lie. I mean, I know the story would be dope. You know, he played for Clemson, blah, blah, blah. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, you're going to have to give up something to get something. It's just like fantasy, bro. Everybody wants to make trades and don't want to give up anything. You got to give up something to get something. So this is the same concept.
I don't know, man. It's just going to be tough. Real quick, do you want to talk about – I don't have a Russell Wilson slide, but do you want to talk about Russ and what Russ is doing?
Oh, Russ is making money moves, but, I mean, Carolina ain't on the list.
Yeah, now Carolina apparently, you know, Russell Wilson has stated his desire to, you know, if you're not going to invest in the offensive line, you know, I'm tired of getting smacked around. He comes out and says, yo, I want to be traded. Or, you know, if somebody's going to trade for me, and his contract is very friendly. Like his contract is, you talk about getting a steal. If you can land him, that's a steal, bro. You know, he listed a couple teams. I believe it was the Saints, Chicago, because he's from Chicago, I think, or his brother lives in Chicago or something like that. I know the Saints was on the list for obvious reasons. Even though they won't really have a surefire team, he still elevates that team if he's on there. I don't know what the other teams were, but yeah, man, I think Russ is another one. If you go again, you have to. This is where it comes into play, man. Why would the Carolinas not be on Russ' list, Dave? Give me a reason as to why Carolina wouldn't be on his list.
Because we have a trash offensive line.
That and there's multiple reasons. One, offensive line, no investment. And you would think, Dave, we would have an inside track with Scott Fitterer. We would have an inside track if he wanted to come.
I disagree. You want to know why? Because Scott Fitterer was there when they didn't have no offensive line.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Like Russ is giving them the heat, and they're probably like, damn it, Scott. You know, Scott was out here in these streets, not protecting Russ. But in his defense, Scott tried to protect Russ. They just didn't. It didn't work out. It flamed out.
But Scott was only a piece to that, right? He wasn't the GM.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't think the connection with Scott is going to be the reason why he would come. That ain't it. Yeah. So y'all can go ahead and squash that. Because he was part of the team that didn't help his line. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I mean, I think Russ also sees what's going on with Cam and sees what's happening with our current quarterbacks. Like, yo, man, I want to be part of that. You got your owner. Like, I was listening. The funny thing is, I was listening to ESPN radio today. I was just going to get some groceries and whatnot. And I just so happened to have it on ESPN radio. And they were talking about the Panthers. I'm not a normal listener of ESPN radio, but they were talking about Tepper, and they were talking about how he's kind of middling and whatnot. And I got to thinking, you know, we were watching the Senior Bowl, and I'm like, yo, they were asking the question, like, why was this man at the Senior Bowl? other than the reason that he can be, because he's got so much bread that he could just go wherever he want. Why would this dude at the Senior Bowl?
Cause he out here
Like
scouting. He out here scouting in
like,
these. Listen, dog. He out here scouting in these skeets. He out here scouting in these streets, man.
the hovering of your owner is just like, bro, like, relax, man. Just relax.
Dog.
Like,
He already told the folks who we drafted, man. You know, he already told them we're gonna be out here reaching.
Yeah. No,
Nah,
I think
remember, Marcus. He ain't died Jerry Jones because he got more money than Jerry. He's the richest owner in the league.
Yeah. I think they brought up, Jerry Jones for obvious reasons, and they brought up Snyder. I think Snyder's probably a more
accurate one.
I think he's a more accurate comparison than Jerry Jones at the moment. But I just like this dude, man. It's too much, man. It's just too much with the meddling, with the tiebreaker comment. And we said all this. Why I had the whole round table zone coverage about it. It's just like, man, this guy, you got to back off and let the dudes work, bro. Like, if you're not gonna let him work, and you're gonna hover and kind of dictate where we go, man. Like, what's the point? You might as well be the GM. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Again, we got to fix the offensive line, and yeah, Russ. I thought it was interesting to Russ. The whole thing about going out and picking his team. It was interesting. The teams
the moment that I knew that he was serious about making a move when he did the interview with Dan Patrick. And every interview that he always does, at the end of the interview, there's one thing that he always says on the way out the door. There's 2 words that he say at the end of his interviews every time. And he ain't do it after the end of this one. You know what those 2 words are?
What's that?
Go Hawks.
Wow, I didn't know that. Dave looking deep, bro.
Let me tell you something. Man. When that man didn't say go Hawks, I knew he was serious. Because normally, he's a regular quarterback that don't answer a question. He's like the master of not answering a question when it comes to stuff like that. But when my man didn't close that interview with Go Hawks, you knew something was up at that point.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to dig, man. Nah.
Yeah.
He always closed that joint. He always closed that joint with Go Hawks. Always. Because he is Seattle. Like, he was like Seattle's like biggest spokesperson from that standpoint. Yeah, and besides, ultimately, it's going to be Sierra's decision of where he ends up.
Well, we would have got it closer to it back home in Atlanta, but it is what it is. I don't know, man. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Russ is another interesting one. Quarterback carousel, got to keep an eye on it. Now, Dave. Now I'm done with let's go ahead and pull real quick before we get into the next topic of discussion. Let's go back and pull this other winner because I haven't seen any one of these guys. Let's go ahead and pull another winner for this Trey Boston jersey right quick. Let me random pick this name real quick before we get into the next part, and that's going to be the draft. We're going to talk about the draft and kind of where we should go with the quarterback position. But real quick, let's pick this name. I'm picking another name right now. Hopefully you guys are in the chat. Let's see. Man, hold on one second. Picking. It's random picker. All right. Is Southern Chef in the building?
We know brother Southern Chef. He normally is in the
Southern
chat.
Chef. Yeah, he's normally in the chat.
This would be the week. This would be the week that he doesn't show up in the chat.
Southern Chef in the building. I know he always be on it. He's very active in the chat and very active. I would hate for him to not win this jersey. Nobody wants this joint, man. It's crazy. Nobody wants the Trey Boston jersey. I don't think I haven't seen him. So I'm gonna pick one more just in case he don't show up. Nobody wants the Trey Boston jersey.
And we'll do crazy. And after this, then we'll do the Q&A.
Yep. Here we go. One second. All right, D Cash. Is D Cash in the building? I thought I saw D Cash early.
He was in here earlier.
Is D Cash here?
All right.
I saw D Cash. I know he was in here, bro. All right. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait for D Cash to show up if he's in here. Let's see. All right. So, Dave, what did you want to talk? Let's see here. You want to open up for Q&A?
Yeah, let's get this Q&A.
Any there you go. There's D Cash. He in here.
He got
D Cash, hit me. Yeah, he in here. Hit me on the Twitter or hit me Facebook, something. Send me your address and I'll get this joint going. All right. I'll get this in the mail. It's over here. I can go get it real quick. I'll get it at the end of the show. But real quick, yeah, email is cool too. Something. Just hit me somewhere. All right. We can talk about the draft. We can talk about this. What y'all PNP, that's fine too. Facebook is cool. Anywhere. All right. So, what y'all want to talk about? Open Q&A. We're gonna take open questions. Let's make this thing happen. Anything y'all want to talk about?
Anything. So put your questions in the chat. We're gonna answer it up. All right, we got one right here. It's from Chillboat. What do y'all think about trading CMC to any team for draft picks? I think us trading CMC, we might have to give something to them to take on that contract. We're gonna take a decent brunt of it on the cap too. But I think trading CMC, we're gonna probably have to give something. It might be similar to the Jared Goff situation because that was a rough contract. Well, I mean, it depends. We're gonna have to give something to do it. We'll get something back, but we might have to have to throw a pick with it to make it happen. More like a hey, thanks for taking the rest of this contract type of ordeal.
Yeah, I think we kind of missed the boat on trading CMC. We should have traded him a while back before we gave him the contract. Now that with this inflated contract, most teams aren't going to be willing to pay what we're paying him. And so I think we kind of backed ourselves in the corner a little bit. You might have a team that may have a ton of cap space that's willing to take him on a bad contract, but I think at this point it's really too late. And again, I think they wanted to face, and they got a face, and they're paying for it. I think it's hurting the franchise. But anyway. I would love to trade him. I just don't think it's going to happen. So let's move on. Move on.
So somebody asked how to.
Hold on. I'm going down the line. Hold on, Dave. I got it. Give me 1 second. So Noli asks, "Are we okay with Lance at 8? Trey Lance at 8? I'd be okay with it.
I'm okay with it, but we saw what happened to North Dakota State when you didn't have him.
That's true. That's a great point. North Dakota State without Trey Lance took their first L in over 39 games?
39 games. Their first loss since 2017, November of 2017. Yeah. It ain't like they lost by a field goal either. They got destroyed by Southern Illinois. Shout out to Jeremy Chin.
Shout out to Chin, yeah. So great point. Yeah, they got smacked. So yeah, I'm cool with Trey Lance. The only thing is Trey Lance has got to be willing to sit. Not Trey Lance has to be willing to sit. David Tepper has to be okay with Trey Lance sitting, and I don't think that's the case. I think, and I've said this on a couple other videos I've done. I don't think that Tepper is going to be patient enough to sit and wait for Trey Lance to develop. And I think Trey Lance he's a young cat, hasn't played in a while, so I just think I don't know. He's gonna have to wait, and I don't know if Tepper's gonna be cool with that. I think he wants a more NFL ready guy right now. I think if you say what you want, I think Lance has a way higher ceiling than Mac Jones, but I think Mac Jones is more NFL ready right now. If that makes sense. Don't read into my words. Don't just say something stupid in the comments. Listen to what I'm saying. I think that David Tepper wants an NFL ready quarterback. I think Mac Jones, coming from the system he came from, is more NFL ready right now, although I think Lance has a way higher ceiling. Listen to what I'm saying. Go ahead, Dave. You got any more thoughts on that?
No, I'm with you. I mean, I'm cool with it. I would rather. I think if Lance is at 8, The only way I would be cool with Lance is if Slater, Panay, Farley, Surtain, and Parsons are gone. Like, that might be the only way I'd be cool with it. Because I think if one of those 5 guys is sitting there, we kind of need to take them over Lance.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion on the matter.
Yeah. So yeah, that answers that question. Darius Jones asked, how did we meet? So Dave and I went to college together, and we pledged the same fraternity.
Yep.
And that's how we met.
That's how we met.
We are Line Brothers, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Yep, that's how we met. Rashad got to stay on the yard right after he crossed, and I graduated right after I crossed.
Yeah.
So
I pledged as a sophomore, so I was there for another couple years.
yeah, and I became a Sigma in March, and I was gone by May.
Yep. All right, so that's that question. Will Trent Scott be our starting left tackle this season? If not, who? Man, that's a great question, and I think, I said this a long time ago. I told y'all that Trent Scott was a left tackle insurance. He was the insurance policy, and I thought he played well. When Okun was hurt, but I think that he is a backup guy. I don't think he's built to start personally. Now, I don't think he's going to be the starting left tackle. I think we're going to draft somebody, and whoever we draft is going to be the starting left tackle, and Trent Scott will be in rotation, being that he's going to be on. He's essentially on a 1-year deal. Now, I don't know who that is, and I really think. Listen, I'm doing mock drafts now. All the tackle prospects are gone in like the first round. You got like Radins, he's there in the second, excuse me, and you got Liam Eckenberg. Those are really the only 2 tackles there in the second round. So if you're not getting them in the first round, your options are being very limited in the second round. So we need to hope and pray that one of those guys falls in the second round, and you can't bank on that. Go ahead.
Now you can't. And then the thing is, what you really want to hope is that Panay or Slater's there at 8. Slater will probably be there at 8, but I don't know if Carolina's going to be willing to pull the trigger. I think if Panay's there at 8, I think we're going to pull it, but I don't know if they'll do it with Slater there.
I'm not sure either. I have no idea. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know who it's going to be, but I don't think your boy's going to be Trent Scott's going to be the guy at left tackle. I don't think that's going to happen. All right, let's move on to the next question. How will we feel if we waited to get Sam Howell from Carolina? So Sam Howell is the quarterback from UNC. A short dude, kind of reminds me a lot of Drew Brees. I think he's a gunslinging type dude. I don't know if he'd be the guy I'd target, but I wouldn't. The concept of waiting until 2021 is something that I like. Howell, I think he's okay. I think he's solid. I don't know yet. I got to see him one more year before I make that determination. But go ahead, Dave. Any thoughts on that? Waiting. Dave don't watch college football, so he don't know. He don't know much about.
What is his draft grade like?
He's gonna be He's gonna be probably top 10.
Oh nah.
He's gonna be a top 10 quarterback.
Nah.
In next year's draft, he's gonna be top 10.
Oh, next year.
Next year. Dave,
okay.
Sam Howell's 2022 prospect.
Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm in if he's there. I don't think I have an issue with if he's there. If it's a need, I mean, it all depends. But it ultimately is going to come down to what we're doing this draft, right? We might replace it during this draft. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. But I've always been on that boat of sitting back and waiting and building slowly, build a team slow. But that's just not what Tepper's doing right now. But yeah, so I wouldn't mind Sam Howell next year, but I just don't know. It's too many question marks right now. Let's go to the next question, Dave. What is your opinion on us having a straight up O-line draft? I guess that means taken all offensive lineman guys.
I think I don't think it's realistic. I think I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't think it's worth it with the depth and the other holes that we have. Like, I wouldn't have an issue if we took 2 or 3 linemen in this draft. Wouldn't have an issue one bit. But I think it's all about, I think we need to draft based on BPA and not draft based on need. Because I think that's how you get in trouble. But nah, if the best players available are linemen and it just so happens that we got 2 or 3 of them, I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that it needs to come in the flow of the draft. If it comes and that's BPA, then let's do it. But I don't want to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to spend all my picks on offensive linemen. I'm just going to take whoever. Nah, let's not do that. But I do think this draft is going to consist of multiple offensive linemen. I think it's going to be at least two. That's the floor. I think they're going to be at least two offensive line picks. But we'll see what happens moving forward. So, any more thoughts on the straight up offensive line?
Nah, we're good there. Like I said, I'm open to it if the board falls that way.
So Jared drops a non-Panthers related question about what do I think about LaMelo Ball. Hey, y'all know how I love LaMelo Ball, bro. He's a straight up baller, and it's what Charlotte needed. He is providing what Cam Newton was providing, electricity to the court. He's bringing Charlotte a different type of energy, man. I love the cat, and what's really crazy is that the kid can actually shoot. Everything was being knocked on. His big knock was that he couldn't shoot, but the dude can shoot. He's a very electric player. I love LaMelo Ball. Great player. Sign me up. I love LaMelo. Shout out to the Hive, man. I love LaMelo. Huge fan of LaMelo. He got me back being a Hornets fan again, to be honest with you.
Look at that. That's cute.
Facts.
That's cute. My thing about LaMelo, he ended up
You don't
being
have
the
a
best
thing. You can't have a thing about LaMelo, Dave.
Why? Why can't I have a thing about
You're
LaMelo?
a
He ended up
Boston
being the
fan.
better one. He ended up being better, the best one, the best out of the Ball family. Pause.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Manscaped.
Sure. I was
The
gonna
balls
say
will
I was
thank
gonna
you.
do it. I was gonna do it. I'm glad you did it. I was gonna do it. But you got to it before I did. But yeah, man. Shout out to LaMelo, man. And I love LaMelo's game, bro. He makes it fun to watch. He makes the Hornets fun to watch, and we just gotta keep building around him. But I love LaMelo Ball, man. I love him. All right, moving on. All blue or all black unis. This
All
is
blue.
tough.
All blue. We win more in the blue, man. We win more in the blue, bro. All blue.
Yeah,
blue.
I think the all blues are fresh, man.
The all black. The all black is fresh, but we don't win
all
many
blacks
games
are
with them.
cursed. All blacks are cursed. I've been saying that for years now. It's just a joke, but I really do think they're cursed. But
Dog, it's like the Madden curse,
I'm
man.
rolling. I'm
All
rolling
blue.
with the all blues. I'm rolling with the all blues. All right. So moving on. Do you think we're clearing cap space to chase players other than Deshaun? No,
Yeah.
I don't think we're clearing. I don't think so. I don't think we're clearing space for a specific reason. I just think we're getting rid of dead weight. These are obvious moves that you should make. I don't think it's any specific reason that we're clearing the space.
Well,
I don't think so.
I think we're trying to make a splash of free agency, man. I do.
I agree. But what I'm saying is we're not making an overly overt attempt to free up space. I just think that it's just happening because there are obvious moves to be made. Like these are good moves. We're not like restructuring like bad. We're not restructuring a contract for a player that's not going to be in the future long term. These are just good moves. So I think I agree with what Dave is saying. Yes, we're freeing up space to make a splash, but I don't think it's overly overt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think. Go ahead. What was you gonna say, Dave?
No, I'm good. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I don't think it's for specific any other players. I just think I do expect us to be active, but I think they're just obvious good moves, personally.
All right.
Moving on. Most likely free agent offensive lineman. Good question. I would like it to be Scherf or Trent Williams.
Or Taylor
But,
Moton.
I see what you did there. I didn't count him as a free agent, but yeah, that's fair. He is technically going to be the most likely free agent offensive lineman signed. So Dave is correct there. Dave is correct.
I mean, in reality, though, we don't. In the perfect world, we tag him and then we don't. He doesn't even get to go to free agency. We just extend him. But what?
Yeah, and that window is going to end here in a little bit,
Yeah.
and free agency is about to go underway. So we'll see what happens. We need to get something done. But yeah, good question. I think that's a good trick question. But Scherf or I have a couple guys, but Scherf, it would be nice. But yeah. All right, so
But no, go back to Buck 336 question real quick.
okay. Oh, I missed this one.
Yeah, would you give 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks after draft for Watson? Not after. If we're gonna have to do it, we're gonna have to give our ones for this one. And even then, man, I think this is too much. I think there's some teams.
After the okay. Go ahead.
I think this is too much. I think this is too much. I mean, you're talking about for 2 years after you pick up Deshaun Watson, you don't have a first or a second. That's too much. For 2 straight years, that's way too much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. I don't know about that. That's a lot.
I mean, the thing is, you got to remember, like, bringing Deshaun in is going to help, but we just saw last season what happens when you don't have talent around the man. The dude had his best season statistically as a player, and they had the number 3. They would have had the number 3 pick in the draft. They didn't trade it away. So, like, you got to have talent around this kid. He's got to have help.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Moving on. Let's move on to the next question. Tavita says, "I don't believe the team was built the best our Super Bowl year." Sure. That's a really interesting question, actually.
But the thing is, you got to remember, like, I don't think the fan base. No, but think about it though, Rashad. I don't think people understand the level of luck that's involved in getting to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Like, I don't think people realize what it takes. And that's why whenever we have the discussions about the Super Bowl, I always got to remind folks, like, yo, we've only been in the league for a little over 25 years. We've been to 2.
Yeah.
And a couple other championship games to boot. Like, so we've done some damage already. Like, and the people are like, well, the Bucs just won it. Ask the Bucs how their first 25 years in the league was. Ask the Falcons how the first 25 years in the league was. Like, we are a young franchise.
Yeah.
Like, I think folks need to understand that. Like,
yeah.
I don't think people are looking at it from that perspective. Now, when you want to talk about the first Super Bowl year, I thought that team was built really damn well.
That team, I was gonna say, yeah.
That team was built really well.
That team was built to go.
Yeah, like,
sure.
I think like, now, if you want to talk about, all you need is a quarterback to get there, that was it. And even then, you didn't really need it, because as much flack that Jake be getting, Jake got them boys there. Jake had a lot of fourth quarter comebacks in that game. The same thing y'all criticized Teddy about not doing. Like, Jake got us there. Like, there was a lot of moments where he had to pull a comeback to win some of those games. So, I mean, it's all a perspective. Now the 2015,
man.
The 2015
year, team, that team was not built. That was not the best built team. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look at the receiving core. The receiving core, the offensive line, Cam put the team on his back, bro. Cam just went nuts that year, bro. He went nuts. Nuts, B.
All right, I got it. You know what's funny? Like, I was doing some research last night, and I want to ask you this question. So, we only had 2 quarterbacks that have thrown for 4,000 yards in the season. Can you name the 2? And can 4, you name 000? The years? Yeah, can you name the years?
I can't do that.
All right, so can you name the 2? Can you name the 2?
I know. Okay, hold on. So I know Cam did it his rookie season.
That's the only season he did it too. You are correct.
Yeah, that's the only season I know he did that for sure.
His MVP year, he didn't throw for 4,000 yards. He was like 3,800 and some change. But
4,000. I don't know who the other person is.
Steve Berline, 1999. We didn't make the playoffs that year either. By the way, the 2 years that the 2 quarterbacks that threw for 4,000 yards, both years we didn't make the playoffs. So,
Dave, what you're telling me is we're a run first team.
Yeah, but I mean,
always
remember, like, that 20 always will be. But the 2015 squad, they had the number 1 offense in the NFL. Like, I don't think people realize that we had the number 1 offense in the NFL with the wide receivers that we had. We had a good running game though. We had a pretty good run game. But Cam was part of it too.
Cam went nuts, B. He went nuts. Cam was on a whole other level in 2015. With nobody.
Without Kelvin. Ted Ginn Jr. and Philly Brown.
Philly Brown.
Well, he had Olsen. He did have Olsen. He had Olsen.
Kotchery.
He had Olsen.
He went nuts, B.
But he had Olsen.
Cam went nuts.
But he had Olsen.
But look at Dave. You want to talk about Super Bowl rosters and how that 2003 roster, bro? Let me tell y'all something. Hey, you looking back, that roster was great. You talking about Jake? You talking about Jake? You had Stephen Davis, Deshaun Foster, Brad Hoover. We had Rod Smart. Still had Nick Goins. We had like four or five good running backs. Receivers, Ricky Pro, the three-headed monster, Ricky Pro, Steve Smith, Musa Muhammad. Tight ends, Mangum, and we didn't have, that was it. Mangum and a couple of Jermaine Wiggins. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Wiggins. I know who Wiggins is. Yeah, I know Wiggins.
But from offensive line, you talking about Kevin Donnelly, Jordan Gross,
Still had Todd Stussy then too.
Jeff Mitchell, Stussy, Matt Willick. Yo, the offensive line was solid. And then the defense is God.
The defense was the problem, man. Dog, Chris Jenkins, Julius Peppers, and Mike Rooker.
Al Wallace in rotation. Then we had Greg Favors, Dan Morgan, Will Witherspoon, great linebackers. And then you talking about Ricky Manning, Mike Minter, Dante Wesley. Yo, and that was a good roster, bro. We could have been a little bit better probably in secondary.
But the 2015 squad had their moments too, though, right? Like, I mean, the 2015.
Yeah, they did the defense good, on defense side.
Yeah, like we had the number one offense with the Panthers in 2015, but the defense was top 5.
Defense was top 5.
The defense was top 5. So like, I mean, so when you think about it like that,
if you compare a roster, you talking about Josh Norman, CJ was there. We had Jared Allen.
We had Luke. Jerry Allen was on the front.
Yeah, so we had. He was older, but I mean, that roster was ready. That roster was ready. All right, so that was a good question. I may have to do a series about that. That's a good question. Let's move on.
Sometimes some of the great Super Bowl rosters isn't really
the best teams
to build. Yeah, like the Denver team, like they picked up a lot of folks within free agency on that defense to build what they built, to make that defense the way that it was. So, like, and then you had Peyton Manning with a noodle arm, but he didn't need to do much because he had that damn defense. All right. Best case scenario this offseason, the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we draft BPA, we pick up an offensive tackle, and we pick up a defensive tackle in free agency, and we draft BPA in the draft. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is we don't get anybody in free agency. We out here shopping at the Dollar Tree, and we draft Mac Jones with the 8th pick overall. That's the worst case scenario.
I second that best case scenario, or that worst case scenario. I think Mac Jones at 8 is the worst case scenario. I think is probably it's looking likely, to be honest with you. But I think
still have faith, man. I have faith.
I don't know, man. We could trade back and get Mac.
Michael Jackson had a song "Keep the Faith." You got to keep the faith. It's just a matter of time.
I don't know. I don't know about that one, but yeah, I second that worst case scenario. The best case scenario, I think the best case scenario with us, I think Dave. To me, I think what your scenario is, I think that's like standing pat. I think that's the best standing pat case scenario. Like we draft offensive linemen, we kind of stay where we are, and we continue to build the slow build. I think honestly, the best case scenario probably with us be some way, shape, or form landing Justin Fields without having to trade up. If we could just let Justin Fields fall to us, or if Justin Fields fell to us, that would be the ultimate dream scenario. That's best case scenario for me.
Do you want my? You know what's funny? At work today, on my way out the door, I was having a discussion about the quarterbacks in this draft with some folks that watch college, and you know the one thing that they said that I kind of agree with. Man, I got a feeling that I don't think any of these quarterbacks gonna pan out when it's all said and done. I think we're building this hype, and I think that we'll be lucky if one of them, out of all the quarterbacks we've been talking about, including Trevor Lawrence, I wouldn't be shocked if I think only one of them are actually going to be good, and I don't think we know which one yet. I think folks are assuming Trevor Lawrence is going to be that one, but that's not even.
It's all about what scenario you're getting drafted to, man. Like what's going to be, how the team's going to build around you. It's more than just an individual talent. That's what people fail to realize when it comes to these drafts and how these quarterbacks do. Again, we did the quarterback study where we looked at all the quarterbacks drafted in the top 10, top 5, and they all usually suck because they go to bad teams, and the teams don't surround them with the proper talent. That's why they usually fail. And no matter how individually talented they are, it doesn't matter. If you don't surround them with talent and you don't get them help, they are going to fail 100% of the time. So you have to. That's why you have to build it right, and that's why I keep saying the slow build is what matters. You build it slow. That way, when you have that opportunity to go and get a guy, you can go get him, but the rest of your team is already built. So at that point, you playing with house money. Yeah. But hey, who am I? I'm just a podcaster. But anyway, what position does Nightbot play? Can he play O-line? Nightbot plays.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. You know what he plays? You want to know what he plays? He out here playing defensive end. He out here being Julius Peppers up in this piece, taking out these quarterbacks. He out here sacking all these users.
Sacking all the haters, bro. That's funny. Yo. That's funny. All right, let's move on. My question is, could we trade Teddy Bridgewater for draft picks and keep PJ as our starter and draft a quarterback next year?
I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but I think we'll be bad. I think we'll probably be 4-12, 5-11 again. Like, I don't think we're going to be any good. I don't think PJ Walker, Gettleman used to say the answer's on the roster. This is not one of those scenarios right now. At the quarterback position, the answer is not on the roster. So from that standpoint, sure, we could trade him.
I don't think this is not likely to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
First of all, when you trade, you're going to trade Teddy Bridgewater. You ask for somebody to assume his contract and give up some picks. I think if it's going to happen, it's going to be like a player for player type thing. I don't think people are going to be willing to give up picks for Teddy Bridgewater personally. If they are, please take him for his sake. But I don't think it's going to happen. Just my opinion. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I would do this. I would do this, but I just don't think it's realistic. Moving on, if Mac Jones was coming out next year's draft with a much weaker QB class, allegedly, had the same season he had last season, would he be a top 5 pick? Probably.
Yep.
Probably
easily.
So. Yes, he would.
Easily.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he's
worth it. That doesn't mean he's worth it.
Exactly.
It's just that's the way it falls. Like quarterbacks come out. Like remember, man, Blaine Gabbert was a top 2 pick. You know what I'm saying? Blake Bortles was a number 1 overall pick. Like, so he's just a victim of the timing at that point.
Right. All right. Good. That was a good question. If Arizona doesn't sign Hassan Reddick, would you sign him up for starting linebacker here? Hassan Reddick is very interesting, and I'm going to do a whole free agent video on this, and Hassan Reddick is on this video. The thing about Hassan Reddick is that this dude is his position is weird. Like, he was drafted to play middle linebacker. He couldn't do it with Arizona, and they moved him to defensive end. And he straight up ate. Like, he went ham at playing edge rusher. So he has a position issue, if you want to call it. It could be a good thing, position versatility, where he can play edge rusher and he can play linebacker. So he can play both. I think it's just, are you going to be willing to pay for that? And I don't think they're going to sign him, because they could have put the 5th-year option on him, and they didn't. So they're not going to re-sign Reddick. They're not going to franchise him. I think he's going to walk. And I think that he's solid. And again, he has a Temple connection with Matt Rule, and it could be a match made in heaven. But we'll see. I think he fills a couple needs at edge rusher and linebacker, so I could see it happening. It's just, where do you play him? I think it's interesting with Hassan Reddick. Any thoughts on that, Dave?
Nah, I'm open for it, but I don't know how realistic it is for us to end up coming. I would love to sign him. Like anybody, like if we can get a starting linebacker, and his name is not Tahir Whitehead, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, it's just weird with his position, man. Because he can play both. It's just weird.
Yeah, we like folks with versatility, right?
But he flamed out at linebacker in their scheme. Now, can he excel in Phil Snow's scheme? Maybe. I don't know. But he flamed out. He didn't do a good job there, and he went through a coaching change too. So Hassan maybe got the short end of a stick He got the raw deal in Arizona, kind of similar to what Rosen did, but he kind of played through his and excelled. So, that's a good question. That's a good question, though. But let's move on. What's the first free agent position we should target this offseason? Okay, if we're gonna eliminate if we sign Taylor Moton, the next position I'm looking at
defensive tackle.
is I'm looking at defensive tackle. I'm looking at Leonard Williams. Give me Leonard Williams, the interior pass rusher. Pair him up with Derek Brown, and it's going to be a problem. After that, I would look at cornerback because we don't have any corners right now, and I'm looking at cornerback to get. I don't know who's available. There's a couple guys out there. Well, I just said I don't know who's available, but I do kind of know who's available. Shaquille Barrett is one of them. Coming from Seattle, I think he'd be a good pickup. There's a couple other guys too I like that are out there. Quentin Dunbar is another one who is from Seattle as well. I was picked up by Fitter and Company that we may take a look at. But there are a couple cornerbacks out there I take a look at. But my main target is Leonard Williams outside of Taylor Moton. That's the guy I want bad. All right, moving on. If we have to eat Teddy Bridgewater's contract, sit him and start PJ. Bring in I'm assuming a draftee to sit behind PJ. I think that was Teddy. Okay, I don't know if that was a comment or a question.
No, it was a question. Basically, bring in draft a quarterback to sit behind him. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think I wouldn't be interested in doing that in the first round. I'll be interested in doing it in the second or the third. I wouldn't be interested in doing it with a first round pick.
I don't think Tepper's interested in doing that. I think he wants a quarterback, a game changer, and he's gonna get it in the first round.
Yeah, so that case, no, then, because he's not gonna do it.
All right, moving on. Oops. Oh, I just had that question. Here we go. Next one. If we draft David Moore, what round would you be willing to take him? David Moore is the guard / center out of Grambling University, and you're probably looking at the third or fourth round for him.
Yep.
I think that's a sweet spot for him. I don't know. It just depends how the board falls, but I think he's going to go in the third or fourth round. And the dude is nasty. He's a mauler, and the type of guy you want on your team. So shout out to David Moore, man. I like him a lot. Should we target Hassan Reddick? Yes, I already answered that question.
Yeah, we answered that question.
Instead of giving up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun, could we move up? It's gonna take.
It's gonna probably take 2 to 3 to do
yeah,
that.
But the problem with that is you're getting a known entity in Deshaun. You're taking a risk on going out and getting a Trevor Lawrence. You don't kind of know. You don't have an idea. You kind of think you know, but you don't really know until you line them up on the field. The thing with Deshaun, we know what Deshaun is, so you're giving up those picks for a known entity, and it's different from giving up for a draft. But also on the flip side of that, if you're giving up those picks for a draft pick, you do have them on a rookie deal. So there's 2 sides to look at that. Here we go. Let's see. I'm looking for some more questions. Here we go. Who are my top 5 free agent O-line guys who you think the Panthers could sign? I don't have that in front of me, but Moton is going to be number 1 on that list. I know Sheriff is probably going to be on that list somewhere. Tooney's going to be on that list somewhere, or Thuney or what from the Patriots. He's going to be on that list. I don't have any more off the top of my head. I had to do some research on that, but those are the 3 off the top of my head that I can think of. Dave, you got anybody you can think of?
Now those are the 3. The only 3 I can think of, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't, off the top of my head, I don't know any.
Having to overpay. At that point, I want to hit the draft and get a lineman or 2. So.
Yeah, off the top of my head, that's all I can think of. Should Shin be playing safety? Should Shin playing safety be a priority, or keep him playing the same?
I think that's a no-brainer at this point.
What's your answer, Dave?
I think that's a no-brainer at this point. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I don't see him.
Well, I don't think we have to do anything. You can address it in the draft and let him do what he wants to do. We're playing where he's best. I think where he's best is at the safety position, and that's where you put him. And you draft somebody else to play, whatever. I think his position doesn't really have to change much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And keep doing what he's doing. Be that box safety, and do what he's been doing. Just kind of get some more. We just need to draft more positions. Draft a linebacker, maybe draft another safety to go with him. But he definitely needs to be playing where he plays best for sure. All right. So who would start while Lance
PJ.
sits? Yeah,
PJ.
it would have to be PJ or Greer, but I'm thinking PJ for sure. But I don't know, man. That's why this is so weird and backwards. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Shout out to Ghost Daddy, Aggie Pride all
Aggie
day.
Pride.
Let's see. I'm looking for some more questions.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
my joint disappeared in the chat. Like I lost like a whole. I might have to
I
go to
think
YouTube.
I think I just lost a whole bunch. Yeah, I was trying to scroll down. I lost a whole bunch. Hey, give me some more questions because I think I lost a bunch.
Well, let me see some because there was a lot of
Oh
questions.
man, I missed. Oh man, hold on, I missed a lot.
Hold on, let's see here.
I was slow rolling it.
Let's see. I'm about to pull it. I'm gonna see if I can check the chat in there. Yeah, man. The chat game ain't where it needs to be.
Yeah, I lost a whole, but it refreshed on me. I lost a whole lot. I did just see a super chat though. Shout out to D'Angelo the Legend, man. Super chat said, "Mark my words, Trevor Lawrence is not the best quarterback in this draft. It's Zach Wilson." Hey, that's how you feel, bro.
But we don't know. But it goes back to what I said earlier, man. We do not know. Like we do not know who the best quarterback in the draft. And like I said before, yeah, appreciate the super chat, D'Angelo Legend. So we're assuming that all these quarterbacks are going to be good. And there's only going to probably be one that pans out. Like I don't think it's going to be like 20. Like it's just like 2012, right? You got Andrew Luck. You got who else was in that draft? Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III, Russell Wilson. Everybody thought that Luck and Griffin was going to be it, and Russell ended up being the best out of all of them. And the Seattle took him in the third round. So like you don't know.
All right, I kind of caught back up. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I caught back up, but I'm kind of at the bottom of the chat. It says besides O-line, what positions should we double dip? I don't think we should be double dipping anywhere. Maybe if we're gonna do, I'll take probably double dip at cornerback. Yeah, I think that'd be the only other position I double dip. But again, it's too early. Again, you got to kind of let the draft flow where it goes. But that's just it is what it is. I don't know. Cornerback is probably the only one I can think off the top of my head.
What was y'all number online?
I was a 3.
And I was the 12.
Yeah, I was a tall 3 though. Like our ace is super short. Like Thomas is like 4. Thomas like what? He got to be like 5'2", something like that. Yeah. He's short. Yeah. And then Mac was kind of short too, but then I kind of jumped it because I'm 5'10", so I was a taller 3. Like our line is kind of tall.
Like from 3 to 13, like you're talking from 5'10" to like it's close to even. I could have been like a 6 or something if it would have came down 7. Yeah, because of the way the line was. So
our line was tall. Our tail was how tall is Travis? Travis about 6'4", 6'4". He's 6'4", I think.
Yeah,
he's 6'4", 6'5". Yeah. So our line was tall. Drafting a TE. Hey man, listen. I think there's a lot of hype around the tight end position, and everybody keeps saying we need to get a tight end. We need to go spend money on free agency. We need to go get Hunter Henry.
Then why don't we just draft Kyle Pitts? Dude, I seen mocks where that man went top 5.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, the one I did today, he was top 5. He went to the Falcons.
Like, and then he gonna freaking terrorize us. So we could just take Kyle Pitts. I know a lot of folks in the chat would be bitter about it, but if he's the BPA,
yeah, but I'm not really high. I'm not so high on these tight end dudes.
But
man.
he ain't just. But remember, man, he's not just a tight end.
I understand. I'm not talking about Pitts specifically. Pitts, I like Pitts. I like Pitts a lot. I think he's going to be elite in the league if you get him matched up right. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about like that. Just go out and sign a Hunter Henry and going out and get. Listen, I don't think his scheme. Like, we got too many mouths to feed. And for you to invest all that money in the tight end, is probably not going to get that many touches. I just don't. I don't know about that. I think I like Jonnu Smith a lot. I think Slim just put it in there. But I think Jonnu Smith is dope. Why not go out and get him? He's not going to cost you as much. He's a lesser risk. You're not going to put a ton of money in a tight end. It's probably barely going to be used. I don't think this. I think Ian Thomas is talented enough. He's a talented kid. Like, I don't think it's him. I just think it's just the scheme. It's not going to lend well to tight ends. I just think that's the case. Just to be honest with you, I don't know. I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that's the case. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find some more.
There's one thoughts on Deshaun sitting out and taking the fines.
Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier. Like
he taking them.
He taking them, man. He ain't playing, bro.
And then he ain't playing. And then we got the question before: first round Slater, second round Wyatt Davis. I'm for it. The post right before this question from Brandon Peters.
Oh, okay, I missed that one. My fault.
Yeah.
First round Slater, second round Wyatt Davis. All on be solidified. Excuse me. What do y'all think? Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm cool
if
with
it falls that way, I'm cool with it. Y'all know I'm all about fix the trenches, bro. I just don't know that I think quarterback is going to be the position picked in the first round. It just is what it is at this point. Only certain people getting questions. No, I told you I missed a bunch of questions.
We lost. The chat kind of disappeared. Seeker, put your question up now, man. We'll answer.
Put your question back in, and I missed it. I must have missed it. All right. So if and when we lose Joe Brady, who do y'all think we will replace him at OC? Sean Ryan. I think it's Sean Ryan. I think you answered your own question. Yeah. Sean Ryan is the quarterback's coach. I think he's in line to get an upgrade once Joe Brady leaves. But yeah, I think Joe Brady's gonna be out of here next year, or the year after that. But I think it's inevitable that Joe Brady gets a position somewhere else.
All right.
So do you think we should go for Orlando Brown, left tackle from the Ravens? Listen. It depends how you build this team. That's a loaded question. Because on paper, yeah, it sounds nice. Go and get Orlando Brown. That's great, but then you got to pay him. Now you paying a left tackle and a right tackle, which is cool only if you have a rookie quarterback. If you don't have a rookie quarterback, you have a lot of money invested up front, and I think it's the right thing to do. But it just depends how you build a team. You typically don't see teams paying too high paid offensive linemen. You don't typically see that. One of them is going to be tackles, to be specific. You may see a higher paid guard and a high paid tackle, but you typically don't see too high paid tackles, just because they're expensive as hell. And in order to build a team properly, you can't pay everybody. So I think that, yes, it sounds nice to go out and get Brown. It's great, go trade, but then you have to trade for him too. Again, you can't trade for everybody. Now you're going to trade for him. You can't trade for Deshaun. You're giving up. Then once you trade for him, you can't go get your quarterback. So it's catch-20. Like it, I just think it's out the realm of possibility to get Orlando Brown, giving up what we have to give up.
Yep.
Because then you can't get your quarterback.
Yep.
And I think that's the most important position right now.
Yep.
So I just don't think it's going to happen.
All right. So moving on. Let's do Seeker's question real quick.
Hold on. I'll get it. I got it. What would you draft a running back late in this draft? Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would, or I'd get one in undrafted free agency.
Yep.
I would get one, but I would get one late for sure. I like Ramondre Stevenson a lot. I like his style. There's some running backs that can be had late in the draft, and I would take one for sure, 100%. What about Byron Leftwich? That is a lateral move. He ain't coming here.
He's gonna be a head coach, bro. Like y'all can be head coach. Y'all can if he's leaving Tampa, he's leaving to be a head coach. He ain't going. He ain't leaving to be an OC.
Just to understand how that works, it's a lateral move. You can't go from OC to OC. You got to get an upgrade.
Unless you get fired as unless you get fired. Correct. Otherwise, he's gonna stay right there till he gets a head coaching job. All right, that's not a question.
Okay, my bad. Is it possible to repair a relationship with Teddy, or is he done? Listen, if it was me, I would be done. But like Dave brought up a good point, man. He's getting paid. This is probably gonna be his last big check.
Yeah.
So he's probably gonna show up.
He's
But
gonna show up and play.
is it healthy for the team though? Because his morale may not be the best at times.
Here's the thing, man. I think it'll be healthy for the team if the Panthers make a conscious effort to build around that man. But I don't think they're going to be willing to. I think they're so hell bent on getting a quarterback that building around him is out of the question at this point. So when you think about it from that aspect, I think if we built around him, I think the relationship could be better. Will it be mended? Probably not. But I think he's going to show up to get his check regardless.
We add Teddy Bridgewater to the list, and again, I'm not putting him on the same level as Panther legends such as Cam Newton or Steve Smith. I'm not doing that, but Thomas Davis. I'm not doing that, but what I'm saying is add him to the list of people that have been unnecessarily disrespected on the way out. Like, we get it. He ain't the answer. He's not the long-term answer. That's cool, but keep that stuff private, man. You don't got to go out there and say, oh, he got to have a hell of an offseason to be the starting quarterback, or he's got these physical limitations. Bro, you are just shooting yourself in the foot. It just doesn't make any sense. Now you want to trade him, and you said all these negative things about him. It just doesn't make any sense. So if it was me, I would be the hell with the Panthers, but it's Teddy. Teddy might be cool with it. And again, it's about that money. He's getting paid, so it is what it is. Moving on, if we trade for Watson, how much power do you think he will have in the organization, given the player and power? That's a good question. I think he's gonna be given the keys.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be given the key. I think he's gonna get all the power, bro. I think he's gonna be.
I'm gonna put it to you this way: if we trade for Watson and Watson don't like Rule might be out the paint. Mark my words. Like I don't think he has any interest in going to another franchise that isn't going to let him have some level of say. Do I think he wants to make all the decisions? No. I just think he wants to be in the room where it happens. That's all it boils down to. That's all it boils down to. And Houston,
he just want to be included.
He just want to be included. Houston had no interest in letting that man be in the room where it happens. So that's why he's like, I have no interest being in the room, period. Not the locker room, not the facilities, none of that. I'm out.
All right, who would be a good compliment defensive lineman in the draft to play next to Derrick Brown? That's a good question. I like a couple of folk. I like the kid out of UCLA. We need like a pass rushing left tackle. A pass rushing defensive tackle. Excuse me. So I think that'd be the type of guy I'm looking for. There's a couple guys. I think Twyman out of Pitt is a good late round pick that you can look for. But there's a couple of them in the draft that I like. I don't have my list up here, but the guy to UCLA I like a lot. I can't pronounce his name. Odigizua, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I like him a lot. It's a couple guys off the top of my head. Let's see. There is no combine, Panther Nation. There is no combine. They're gonna just take all the pro day numbers and try to standardize them. I missed a bunch of questions. So
look, man, I'm sorry I did the Hamilton nod, but look, man, at least you have some dope music to be singing in your head, so you good. You know. Anyways.
What's the new name going to be? We haven't come up with a new name yet. We're going to let it organically play out. Once we find one to stick with, we're going to stick with it. But we haven't found one to roll with just yet. Let me see
if
here.
If we can't get Deshaun Watson, hopefully we do. What do you think about Black Mamba 24 had a question.
Okay, here we go.
A sign and trade for Dak. I mean, I'm open to it.
Dak's about to get paid. Nah, Dak's about to get paid by the Cowboys. End of discussion. They about to pay him. We won't get nowhere near Dak. They're gonna tag him and get him on a long term deal. 49ers did call about Teddy, and nothing happened. But yeah, man. I think is that it. I think that's about it, Dave. That was a good show. I didn't expect that to go. I didn't expect to get that many questions. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
No, I mean it was good.
That was a lot of questions, and
Got
we
some
missed
light.
it. I think we missed a bunch too.
What moves can be made in the draft? We just got another question.
All right, we gotta shut it down at this though.
All right.
What moves? All right, we got a bunch of her questions or his or her questions. Let me see. Is Rule bringing in? I don't know. Probably bring in some more.
Yo, what happened with the SNL skit?
The gateway to Gastonia. So yeah.
Wait. Yo, nah. Because I saw a hashtag. I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, the gateway. It was on SNL. They were doing a skit about. They were talking about LaMelo Ball, and they were doing an interview with LeVar Ball, the dad, and he's talking about how LaMelo plays for the most exciting team in the league, the Charlotte Hornets. And it's the gateway to Gastonia. He calls it the gateway to Gastonia. That's why the Panthers have gateway to Gastonia. And so for y'all that don't know, that don't live here, Gastonia is a suburb of
it's not Charlotte. A suburb. It is not a suburb. Gastonia is not a suburb of Charlotte. Gastonia is a small. It's a rural town.
No, sir, not anymore.
Oh, it's not anymore.
No, sir. Gastonia is blowing up, bro. Don't get it twisted. I know it's a joke. That's a funny.
Yo, my daughter. Real talk, man. My daughter's grandfather is from Gastonia, man.
Nah, trust me. Gastonia is blowing up, bro. Check the real estate prices in Gastonia. It's lit.
Really?
And I get the joke. I joke. It was real funny. And
it ain't funny no more.
But Gastonia is blowing up, bro, and I'm in the real estate, so I know what's going on. And hey, Gastonia ain't this.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same Gastonia that I used to joke about when I was a student at A&T.
It's a suburb. It's a suburb of Charlotte.
I wonder if Rumford is a suburb of. Well, I guess it would be considered a suburb of Providence, right?
All right, so let's go ahead and shut this thing down.
Appreciate it, Tim. Tim's up in here. Tim Foster.
Oh, Tim Foster. What's up, Tim? Blue Fire and all that. Shout out to Tim, man. Real quick, let's see. I want to go back and just remind everybody that we do have, since there's many more people that are in here now than were a long time ago. We do have a Patreon available. If you check the link in the description box, it's available to you. So if you want to support the channel, help us grow and get popping, even more popping, then go to that Patreon, sign up to support. I'm trying to pull up this slide real quick, and I can't.
I do remember Chris Jenkins. I loved Chris Jenkins, man. That was my guy.
Chris Jenkins was a baller, bro.
True story. Chris Jenkins has sleep apnea, and he did a segment on ESPN talking about his sleep apnea, and that motivated me to go get a sleep study. He's
a baller, bro.
Back in the mid 2000s. So that's one. I've never met Chris Jenkins, but I kind of owe a debt to him because that segment convinced me to go get checked out to see if I had sleep apnea, and I did. So that was back in 2004. Oh, Jenkins by far. Who did it better, Chris or KK? Jenkins. By far. I wasn't happy when we traded him.
Yeah, Chris Jenkins was a beast.
Dog.
See, I put the Patreon in the chat. The Patreon is in the chat. So if y'all want to go take a look, I think we already have one patron already, and I appreciate to whoever that is. I haven't taken a look to see who it is, but we do have our first patron, Dave. So shout out to the first patron. So yeah, man. The patrons are got a lot of content coming your way, bro, for sure. A lot of content coming your way. All right, so let's go ahead and get up out of here, Dave. Again, there's plenty of ways to support the channel. I'm going to go through it one more time. Plenty of ways to support the channel. You can do it for free by hitting the like button, by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the notification bell, and getting in the comments. That helps out the analytics to help this channel grow. That's the free way to do it, all right? And showing up here every Monday as y'all do. We appreciate our support. Y'all being here lit. So that's one way to support the channel. Next way to support the channel is going to manscaped.com, using the code PNP, getting 20% off plus free shipping using that code. All right, so 20% off plus free shipping using the code PNP at manscaped.com. We are still in our trial period with them that goes out into the end of this month. So, man, please go ahead and make that happen. That'll help us build some long-term sponsors and help us show and prove that we have a viable show and that our supporters do support the products that we put on this show. So that's a great way to support. The other way and the final way to support us is by becoming a patron. Going to patreon.com and signing up. We got 3 different tiers you can sign up for, and we appreciate each and every one of them. So you can sign in for $3 a month, $10 a month, and $25 a month, and they all offer different levels of access. So go ahead and go to the Patreon. It's in the description box. I posted it earlier. Go check it out. But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got. That's all the ways you can support PNP. We growing. We on the road to 6,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there by the draft. I moved it, yes. So if you haven't been listening for a while, I moved the goal to 6,000 subs. I think we're 250 folks away from 5,000. So we should hit that sometime in the next couple of days. And then we're on the road to 6,000. So yeah, let's get it, man. Let's get it. All right. So anything else, Dave?
I mean, you covered it all, my man. Appreciate all the support. Yeah, appreciate all the support. I mean, you can follow us on Twitter, like Panther Nation PC. Facebook, Panther Nation Podcast. And we out, man. Always remember, keep pounding.
Keep pounding, man. Peace.
Wait, before we close, shout out to the current Mr. A&T. I guess he was on The Voice today. I'm not gonna say who unless he made it to the next round. I'm not gonna say who he picked, but yeah, he was on The Voice today. It was dope. Yeah. I saw the preview. He was he got a shot. He got a shot.
He was a baller.
So I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but shout out to him. And keep pounding, folks. Y'all have a good night.
Keep pounding. Keep pounding, y'all. We out.